Hello friends, this is Pratap N. Shinde. Welcome you all for the series of lecture of engineering mechanics. Before proceeding towards the today's session, let's recap what we have learned in unit number 1. In first unit we have learned methods to find out the resultant. So what are the different methods to find out the resultant? Yet resolution of forces, triangle law, then law of parallelogram of forces, then polygon law. These are the some methods to find out the resultant of system of forces, maybe parallel forces, non-parallel, concurrent and non-concurrent force system. Then again we have learned the composition of forces. There are several methods to find out the composition of force. Composition of force means we have to replace all the forces by a single force. Okay, so that is nothing but to find out the resultant. So initially in first lecture we have find out the resultant and methods to find out the resultant. So let's begin with, now let's start the second unit, that is the equilibrium of a particle. So what is equilibrium? So before starting towards the theoretical parts, I want to give you the one example. You are sitting under one frame, or in your house you are sitting under a slab. So you first tell me whether that frame or that structure is in equilibrium or not. Yes, definitely the structure is in equilibrium. If it is not in equilibrium position, then I think all of you know that you are not able to sit under this structure, because it becomes unstable in that case. When structure is stable, so what is the meaning of that? Structure is stable is nothing but the net effect of all the forces, whatever the forces on that structures, the net effect of all the forces is zero. Then and then we can call that the system is in equilibrium. All that structure is in equilibrium. So the another way to define the equilibrium. So first way is that when the net effect of all the forces is zero, then we can call as the system is in equilibrium. When the resultant of system of forces is zero, then we can call it as a system is in equilibrium. If there are n number of forces, and if we add all these forces algebraically by summation of f of x and summation of f of y, and after that you have found out the resultant, if the resultant comes out to be zero, then we can say that the system is in equilibrium. So the net effect of all the forces in that case is zero, and then the system is in equilibrium. So we know that there are the two system of forces. One is the concurrent force system, another force system is a non-concurrent force system. The concurrent force system problem can be solved by the two equations of equilibrium. So what are these two equations? The first equation is the summation of f of x is equal to 0. The first equation is summation of f of x, and the second equation is summation of f of y. So condition of equilibrium is that when summation of all the forces in x direction is equal to 0, then we can say that and the summation of f of y, when it is equal to 0, then we can say that the system is in equilibrium. These two conditions are useful for the when system is a concurrent force system, means all the forces are meeting at a single point. So the only two equations are there in case of the concurrent force system. These are the two equations is useful to find out the unknown forces or the unknown quantities while dealing with the problems of concurrent force system is in equilibrium. For solution of this problem, we require another concept. That concept is known as a free body diagram. So what is the free body diagrams? Today we are going to learn about this free body diagram. An isolated view of the body which shows all active and reactive forces is known as a free body diagram. So active means, what is meant by active, and what are the reactive forces? Active means the forces which is acted by the body on surrounding, that is known as a active forces, and the forces which is acted on a body by the surrounding is known as a reactive forces. Very simple. On a body, reactive forces, by the body active forces. Okay, so understood that what are the active and reactive forces. Now let's take some simple example how to draw the free body diagram. Now this is one sphere, or we can say that a ball, which is resting on the floor. This ball or the sphere is resting on a floor. So we have to draw its free body diagram. Okay, before proceeding towards the free body diagram, let me know that what are the active forces acting and what are the reactive forces acting on this ball or on that sphere. So active force means the force which is applied by that body. So what are the different forces acted by this body? So here in this case only one force is acted by the body on the surrounding. Surrounding is here is floor. So which is that force? That force is nothing but the weight of that ball or weight that of that sphere is nothing but the active force. Okay, so only one force is there, that is active force. Now the sphere is stable. Why it is stable? Because the same amount of force, we can say that this now here we can say that this we assume that this sphere or this ball is stable. Why it is stable? So whatever the amount of force is acted by this ball on this floor, same amount of force will be acted by the floor on the ball, then and then this ball is in stable condition. I think all of you agree with this statement. Yes. Okay. So the active force is weight and the reactive force is the reaction offered by the floor. RF indicates the reaction offered by this floor on the ball, and it is passing through the CG of the ball. This is, let's say this is CG of the ball. So what are the active forces is there? W is active weight and the reactive force is reaction offered by this floor on the ball. Only these two forces are we have to show, and we have isolated this body from the surrounding. What is the surrounding for this ball? This floor is the surrounding. So I have isolated this ball from its surrounding and I have shown all active and reactive forces. Therefore this is the one of the example of free body diagram. So all of you understood? Okay, thank you. So next, let's come towards the next example of free body diagram. Again sphere is there. It is resting against the vertical wall and one string is attached to this. Okay, now this ball we can say that it is in stable condition, or we can say that here it is in equilibrium. Okay, for your understanding we can say that. Now we have to draw its free body diagram. What is free body diagram? Isolated view of the body which show all active and reactive forces. Now we have to isolate this body. I have isolated this body from its surrounding. What are the surrounding? String and the wall. So this is sphere. So active force is the force acted by the body on the surrounding, the weight. Okay, this is only one active force which is offered by this body on the surrounding. Now next, now this ball is held in a position due to the string as well as support of wall. So therefore these two components also produce some reactions. So we have to show that reactions. So the reaction offered by the string I have indicated by the notation T, that is tension in the string, and the force which is offered by this wall on this force which is offered by this wall on this sphere is horizontal, like this. Always remember that the force always acting at right angle to the point of contact. So always remember this. Force is always acting at right angle to the point of contact. So this is the force and it is always act at a right angle to the point of contact. So this will I have show like this. This is the reaction offered by the wall. This is tension of string. Let's say this angle is theta. So what is this angle? This angle is theta. So this angle is theta. If the angle made by the string with wall is theta, so the angle made by the string with respect to vertical we can show is theta, or either this angle is 90 minus theta. Okay, so this is the another example of free body diagram. Now come towards the third example. What is the third example here? One ladder which is supported against the vertical wall and a floor, and one person is climbing on the ladder. Let's say the weight of that person is m or Wm. Now we have to draw the free body diagram of this ladder. How to draw the free body diagram of this ladder? Again we have to isolate this ladder from its surrounding. So I have isolate this ladder from its surrounding. Let's say this angle is theta with respect to horizontal. So this angle is theta with respect to horizontal. Okay. Now we have isolated this ladder from the surroundings, so we have to show all active and reactive forces. So what are the active forces? The force which are acted by the ladder on the surroundings, and force which is acted on the ladder from the surrounding is reactive forces. So let's start from the point B. So at point B there is a support offered by the wall on the ladder. So reaction offered by the wall on the ladder, I can show it by the notation RB. So here is the reaction offered by the wall on the ladder. Now this ladder is resting against the wall. So when the ladder is on the verge of sleep, when it is a verge of sleep, this top portion will come towards in downward direction, and this point A will move towards the left. Isn't it or not? ही लॅडर पडताना अशीच पडणार आहे की नाही? हा पार्ट खाली जाईल आणि हा पार्ट लेफ्टला जाईल. Yes. Okay. So the motion of the ladder in downward direction, therefore the friction force will be offered by the wall on this ladder is in upward direction. So I have shown here the friction offered by the wall on the ladder, that is F of B. Then come towards the point A. The point A is a floor. The reaction offered by the floor on the ladder is, I have represented it by the notation RA, because this is point A, therefore I have written RA. Reaction offered by the floor on the ladder, and it is always perpendicular to the point of contact. Now this ladder is moving towards the left on the verge of sleeping, therefore the friction force will be moved towards the right. Therefore I have shown here the friction force F of A towards the right. Okay, so these two reactions are over. This is the reactive forces. Then this ladder is having its self weight. Yes or no? So this self weight of the ladder is always act at the center of the ladder. Let's say the ladder is having length L. So the weight of this ladder is acting at a distance of L by 2 from the each end. So this is the weight of the ladder which is acting vertically downward. So this is the active force. Then another, this person is moving or climbing on the ladder, therefore weight of this person is also acting. So it is always acting at the point below its foot, okay, or where the person is standing. So at that point the weight will be acting. So here the person is standing at point C, so the weight of that person is passing through point C in vertically downward direction, that I have shown Wm. Okay, that is weight of man, I have shown over here. And after that, so once the free body diagram is over, the next step is by using the condition of equilibrium, summation of f of x and summation of f of y for the concurrent force system. And if the forces are non-concurrent, which are not meeting at a single point, in that case one more equation we have to add. That equation is of moment, that is third equation is summation of moment will be equal to 0 if the three conditions are satisfied. In case of non-concurrent force system, then and then we can say that the system is in equilibrium. This is one of the example of non-concurrent force system. So while solving the problems of ladder, we require the third equation also, that is the summation of moment. About any point you have to take and equate it to 0. This is the third condition of equilibrium. Okay, so understood this, how I have drawn the free body diagram of this ladder. Okay. Now come towards the next example, say a simple example. This sphere is resting against the inclined wall and the vertical wall. Now we have to draw its free body diagram. Take the sphere, isolate it from the surroundings. So what are the active force, weight of the sphere and the reaction offered by this surrounding wall on the sphere, which is perpendicular to the point of contact. So this is R8. Now the reaction offered by this inclined wall on the sphere is RB. This is RB, and we have already discussed that reaction is always perpendicular to the point of contact. So therefore this reaction makes an angle of 90 degree at point B. As this angle is 60, this angle is 90. So what is the remaining angle? If we construct the triangle, this angle is 30 degree. Therefore I have shown here the reaction offered by the inclined wall on that sphere makes an angle 30 degree with respect to horizontal, and all these three forces are acting at a single point. Therefore we can solve this problem by using the condition of equilibrium of concurrent forces, or we can solve this problem by the Lami's theorem also. Now come towards the last example of free body diagram. Now this is wheel. On that wheel the two boxes are there, or two weights are hanged with the help of the same string. So we have to draw the free body diagram of this string. Okay, so 60, the weight is coming in downward direction. If we cut this string, so what will happen? If I cut this string from this point, the 60 Newton will be going in downward direction. This is active force, and reactive force will be the reaction offered by the string in order to keep this body in equilibrium, that is tension is always in upward direction. Similarly, if I cut the string here, so 40 Newton is in downward direction and tension is in upward direction. So remember that while solving the problem of string forces, remember that the tension in one string is always remain constant. Where you have to cut, so the tension T is always constant, either this end or either this end. So therefore I have noted this notation, so keep the notation same TT. Okay, so this is the free body diagram for the we can say that the hanging body. Okay, so these are some examples today we have discussed about the free body diagram. So you try to draw some free body diagram by your own and submit it into the next lecture. So what we have covered in this lecture, we have covered what is the equilibrium today. Equilibrium is nothing but when the resultant force is 0, then we can say that the system is in equilibrium, or the net effect produced by all the forces is 0, then we can say that system is in equilibrium. And then after that we have learned the condition of equilibrium for concurrent forces. Summation of f of x is equal to 0, summation of f of y is equal to 0, and we have discussed how to draw the free body diagram and what is the free body diagram. So thank you. We will stop here today.